architecture, where you learn quickly that design isn't just about how things look, it's about how things function and how people use them. My training was rooted in structure, rhythm, proportion, learning to shape how people occupy a space and to think like a director. You're choreographing sequence and pacing so that people feel guided, not lost. What you distill from all this is systems thinking. Nothing stands alone. Every element contributes to how someone understands, uses, and moves through a space. That idea, the interconnectedness of experience, is what I carried with me into digital design. Because screens are just another kind of space. The principles don't change, the medium does. And when you start to see digital products this way, the basics suddenly make perfect sense. Our 12-column grids, that's a structural system. Our 8-pixel spacing, that's a unit of measure. Our typographic scales, that's hierarchy and rhythm. And these aren't arbitrary. They're a digital version of architectural standards. Structural grids, units of measure, a shared language that keeps things responsive, balanced, and proportionally sound so we can innovate on top of it. Standardization doesn't create sameness, it creates clarity. And clarity creates room for creativity. So when material design came out, everyone was excited about depth and motion. I remember thinking, of course depth signals importance. Of course movement guides understanding. Of course the way something reveals itself affects how someone experiences it. That's Design 101 when you think spatially. And none of this is new. Designers for centuries, Vitruvius, Palladio, Le Corbusier, they spent their life studying proportion and resonance, why certain shapes and sequences just feel right, why coherence is something we sense before we can explain it. The tools have evolved over time, but the thinking never changed. The principles kept the work human. Digital design sits squarely in that same lineage. It's simply a modern expression of how we guide people through space. And now AI is the next evolution of that toolkit. It accelerates exploration, it removes friction, and multiplies options at a scale we've never experienced. We're entering a moment where exploration is infinite, production is instantaneous, variation is effortless, and the danger is confusing volume with vision. Which brings us to the true inflection point. AI accelerates output, but it doesn't accelerate judgment. Judgment comes from internalizing the fundamentals, a sharp eye, an instinct for knowing when something resonates and when it doesn't. That's the part AI can't replace. So for designers, the work now is to go deeper into the foundations, to understand structure and sequence at a level where AI becomes a multiplier, not a noise machine. To be that judgment, to hone your eye, because when AI hands you 100 variations, you need to be able to spot the one that works, the one that feels inevitable. And of course, embrace the technology. AI isn't here to erase the craft, it's here to amplify it, but only if we're the ones setting the direction. The world doesn't need more screens. It needs digital spaces that feel intentional, intuitive, beautifully choreographed. And the designers who understand both the principles and the tools, they'll be the ones shaping the experiences that actually matter.